Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. So today in this video, we can discuss about N8N nodes by taking an example of automated weight management with N8N. We'll take this particular example and learn what are all different kinds of nodes available in N8N. So before that, if you want to know what is N8N, how to use it for free, or what is about the N8N, I have already made videos on that in my playlist called N8N series. That card will be displayed here. You please go to that and see if you have any doubts regarding that. So let's start the video. So let us start by taking this particular example, which is nothing but automating student health management. So let's take this example where we'll calculate the BMI and we'll categorize the BMI, send tailored email and log data securely and confirm success. So by taking this kind of example, let us understand what are all the different kinds of nodes available. So yeah, we have these kinds of nodes. We can come to this later, but now first move on. So first is first node which we are going to use in any kind of N8N workflow is nothing but this trigger node. So what this trigger node will do is that it will activate the workflow based on any certain action. For example, in this health weight management workflow, we have taken the webhook trigger. That means the workflow begins with a webhook trigger activated when the student health form is completed at this particular form. So we'll give some particular kind of form to the user. And once that particular user has submitted that particular form, we are enabling the trigger by using this webhook. So whenever a particular form has been submitted, so we are going to activate the particular trigger, right? So based on that trigger only, this particular N8N workflow will start. So this is nothing but trigger node. So in trigger node, no need to use a webhook node only. All the times we can use a different nodes like Telegram node. So which will activate whenever a new message has been sent to my Telegram, or we can have a schedule node. So which will activate whenever a particular time has been occurred. For example, if we tell that activate the flow at 8 a.m. every day means it will execute the flow at 8 a.m. every day. Like that, there were different kinds of trigger nodes. So, but basically, trigger node is to activate a workflow. In this example, submits his details, the flow is being activated. So once that trigger node is submitted, we will have different nodes connected to it. In that, one of them is called as transformation node. So what this transformation node will do is that it will take the values which the user has sent from the trigger node and it will transform them into different kinds of things. For example, here we have taken this particular function as a transformation node which is used to calculate the BMI. What this will do is that using the received weight and height, it will calculate what is the BMI. So what this transformation node is doing is nothing but it's taking the data and transforming it into some other useful data which can be used. So this is all about transformation node. So we until now we saw about trigger node, which is nothing but it will activate the workflow whenever a trigger has been occurred. And the next one is a transformation node, which can use the details from the trigger node and it can convert them into some other nodes or some other data so that that can be used in a more accurate way or more helpful way. And then we will have some other nodes called as logical nodes. So there will be different kinds of logical nodes. In our example, in the pipe management, we have taken this if node. So along with if node, there were different nodes which were available also. So in this example, what we are doing is that, okay, we are checking in the previous transformation node, the BMI has been calculated, right? So that BMI will come to this if node. That means this logical node. We will tell in logical node that in this if node, if BMI is less than 18.5, go to 1. Okay, for example, let's think that a trigger has been activated and the data has been transformed. Data transformation has been done. Now this transformed data will come to this particular point, right? So here we mentioned a logical node. that is nothing but if node in this example, and we are telling that if a BMI is less than 18.5, go to this direction. If it is greater than 25, go to this direction. But if it is in between, come to this particular. Using logical nodes, we are actually splitting. So there are different kinds of logical nodes like if node, which can be used to get the data. So if node will split the whether is on true or false. So when we use any if node here means it will only have two paths. One is true or false. So if it is true, it will go to one direction, and if it is false, it will go to another direction. But if you want to use these kind of three or more kind of paths means there is another node called switch node. So we can use switch node to make it into n number of paths. But also we have different kinds of things like wait node. For this wait node, what it will do is it will take some time and wait for some time before proceeding to the next action like that. These are all called as logical nodes, which were typically used in any particular N8N automation flow. And there will be action nodes. So, for example, after BMI categorization based on the switch node, we have categorized the EMI, right? So, after that, two crucial actions will be performed as per our example. That is nothing but one is sending tailored emails. That means sending a message to users like your underweight or your normal or your overweight. So, this is all will be done using action nodes. So, what are all the examples of action nodes? There were different things like updating Google Sheets or sending email or sending a telegram message. So all these will be comes under action nodes only. And also, yeah, this one, this updating Google Sheets will be there, right? This will come under this log data to Google Sheets. This is also an action node only. So what we are doing in action means we are using some other external tools like Sheets, Mail, Telegram, and we are doing some particular action like saving the details to Google Sheets or sending an email or sending a message via Telegram. This is all about action nodes. So finally, the workflow summary and benefits will be like this. So the flow will be started by trigger node, and the BMI here has been calculated using some data transformation node, and BMI has been categorized using logical node, and email has been sent by action node. So we can also send a success confirmed message to the particular user, that means the admin, using some kind of things like output node. So these output nodes are, you can use either email or telegram. So all these can be used as output nodes to tell to the user that your task has been performed successfully. That can be tell to either user or else the admin also, using the success confirmation message. Typically, this will be for the front end user. So this is all about workflow summary using the different kinds of nodes. I had shown you like different kinds of nodes using which we can actually build an entire flow. Usually the N8N workflow will work completely based on these kinds of flows only. That means these kind of nodes only. Like the trigger node will start the flow, and data transformation mode can be used to calculate any details or transform data into some other useful data, and logical node can be used to split the data or do any other logical things, and action node can be used to do certain actions, and the output node is nothing but it will respond to the trigger. That means confirms whether workflow is successful or not to the user or the admin who has set this workflow. So this is all about the different nodes in N8N workflow. So yeah, this is all about today's videos, guys. Let us meet in the next video in future, create real world applications on real N8N automations. Thank you, guys.